Yes, I'm excited just to be out of the house. I'm excited to be in Utah. I live in Hollywood, California, or as some of you like to call that Sodom and Gomorrah. And it is good to be in God's country in Utah. Thank you. Thank you for that warm, snowy welcome today. That was delightful. Thank you. It's a winter wonderland. We don't own socks, so I wasn't quite prepared for them to buy socks. What is this from the sky? No, it's crazy, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be anywhere because I made it out of the house. You guys, you made it out of the house. Give yourselves a round of applause. You know, some of you left children, and you're gonna go home and your house is gonna look like it got robbed and nobody took anything. So let's just enjoy the moment and don't pick up your phones, okay? Just don't pick up your phones. No, I'm happy to be here. I'm just having like a mom's night out. Are there any moms here tonight? Or anyone have a mom? You know, just support moms. I think, moms, you need a mom's night out. Like every night in my house, I take a mom's night out. I just kind of leave around 7. And, no, I think it's important to take time for me. I have 2 beautiful children, but it's not about them. That's why they're in the car. And they're fine. I probably shouldn't have rolled down the window. I was raised in a golden time called the 1980s. And when your mother, yes, you guys have no energy. You're like, yeah, shut up. Okay. If you were raised in the 1980s and your mama left you in the car, it was to go to a movie, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? It wasn't for like 5 minutes, right? And you didn't have an iPad. You didn't have a video screen. You just had a little brother and all. You're like, don't touch my side. Don't touch my side. That was a game. That was like a full game, right? And we didn't have seatbelts. That was for rich kids, okay? Are you kidding me? We just had my dad. We pulled up to a light. He'd be like, whoa, whoa. You remember that guy? Like your dad, whoa. Walking down the street, my Italian father, whoa, whoa. And like we didn't, like when you have a baby now, do you know you have to get that 47-point harness to get a kid in a car seat? You need like a college degree, right? I used to sleep in the back window of my station wagon for 4 hours before anybody noticed, right? I know it is a crazy, and like, I know that my dad looked like a kidnapper because we had that van, we had a full mattress in the back, there was carpeted walls, he was giving out candy at carpool. We're blasting our ABBA cassettes because we didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice what you could watch or games or anything. I mean, it was crazy. And, you know, I talked to my kids today, and it was just like totally a different time. I mean, I know that we have children, and I guess now we're supposed to care, like what we feed them and stuff. And my mom didn't get the memo. My mom did not get the memo on health, okay? Like when I woke up, she would feed me that little sugar pill. It was called the Flintstones vitamin. And vitamin is like a metaphor, you know, vitamin. And then we would have our Fruity Pebbles cereal and drink milk from a cow, all right? That's how crazy my mother was, whole milk. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then we would get the lunch pail and we would have a peanut butter jelly sandwich with the crust cut off, because God forbid we would want a crust on a sandwich. And then we had a healthy snack, which was like a Hostess cupcake, you know what I'm talking about? And then a Twinkie after school, and you just go like this, like all day, and the teacher's like, she has ADD, she has ADD. I'm like, check the lunchbox, okay? Check the lunchbox. I know, I can tell you all the secrets about LA. It's crazy. Like, I know you want to know, like, people get plastic. I was never going to get plastic surgery, but this really happened to me. So I went to the dermatologist. Okay, and going to the dermatologist is the same as going to, like, so I go and she's like, how can I help you? And I was like, I have a little acne. She's like, no, you don't. You have a jowl problem and a sagging chin, okay? And the 405 freeway is going across your forehead, so we need to do something about that. And then she's got, like, a needle. She wants to stick it. I'm like, I can't do it. It goes against everything I stand for. And she's handing me a mimosa. She's like, just close your eyes. The first one's free, okay? Just let the sun set. And she sticks a bow, and I did it, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. So I got Botox, and then my face started breaking out in hives, right? Like, that's a sign. She's like, we gotta bleed her, get the Allegra, get the Claritin, come on. And so I was very upset with myself, and my face had broken out for 24 hours, and I was like, I'm a horrible person. And then I looked in the mirror the next day, and I was like, I look amazing. I wanted to talk to my friends about it, and they've all had Botox, and we can't express ourselves. So, no, you guys, I can't move my face. You guys, this is me, like, angry. Ask me to do any expression. This is it. Like, there's no movement, but I'm kind of used to it. So, I've joined the club. No, but I remember when I moved out to LA and I started dating and it was really like liberal and like I was on a first date with this guy and the check came. And you know what I said? I said, let me get that. And he let me get that, you guys. That is ghetto, okay? You don't say, let me get that. You don't take a girl to the movies and you're like, I'll buy the tickets and you buy the popcorn. I'm like, popcorn costs $957, Skippy. I just spent $200 to look natural for you, okay? This takes a village, honey. Anybody who's on a first date, you better look at that woman. You better like what you see, because that's the best she's ever gonna look, okay? And dating, I mean, it's all about lie, and pretend you're somebody you're not, so they'll marry you, okay? And like, married people, you know you did it. You sit here all cute. You know you pretended, like they pretend that they like Bed Bath & Beyond and a Lifetime movie, and you pretend that you like sports. I mean, that is how it works. Like, you pretend that you want to watch all those hockey games, or you want to go to those like monster truck rallies, and then they pretend that they like opera, okay? That's how it works, okay? You pretend that you like all that stuff that you put on your internet profile. Oh, I'm passionate about water sports. I mean, passionate. Who is passionate about hiking? Hiking. Who will walk up a mountain? Unless I'm on The Bachelorette, there is no reason for me to walk up a mountain. I tried it once, and there is no buffet up there, okay? There is no buffet. You just walk up a mountain, and then you walk back down. I am not passionate about that. I am passionate about watching Biggest Loser while watching people work out, okay? And I eat ice cream. That is what I'm looking for in a partner, okay? Doesn't that show make you hungry? I know it's been on for 20 years, but I still watch it and I eat ice cream and I feel like I have to. It's like I'm eating for two. Do you know what I mean? You're like, go, Felipe, go. And then you just eat it out of the carton too, right? You can't eat it in a bowl when you're watching Biggest Loser. I'm telling you. I'm not really into diets, and you know, I probably should be, because I just had a baby. So, thank you. Thank you. She's 7. And she's my baby. It's my baby weight for as long as she's in my house. I think there's like, back it up, okay? I just had a baby. Don't talk to me. And LA women are horrible people. They are horrible. I was going through a really hard time. And I was going through a hard year, 2017, and I had this LA friend, and let's call her Claire, because that's her name. And you just can picture what she looked like this. Okay, so this is Claire right here. Okay, so she's very trim, and so I was very sad and I was crying. And I'm from originally, my mom is from Alabama. I have family in the Midwest. I have family from other parts of the country, and I appreciate those kind of women, because California girls, I'm like, Claire, I can't talk about it. I can't wake up. I don't want to get out of bed. She's like, you know what you need to do? You need to work out, okay? Meet me at the gym, and we're gonna get on the treadmill, and we're gonna walk it off, okay? We're gonna walk off like 5 pounds so you feel better. I was like, no, Claire, I need some women to show up with a casserole and some Cheese Whiz right now, and a Ryan Gosling movie so we can eat our emotions, all right? That is what I'm looking for. All right? Just bring me some carbohydrates. That is gonna make it better, all right? Tell me I'm pretty. Tell me I'm pretty. It's horrible in LA. It is horrible. And so I go to see this weight loss doctor. He's very fancy. I found him on Groupon. And yes, he's very fancy. And he treated Angelina Jolie. And so I get in his office and there's all these pictures. So I'm thinking, that's a good guy to go to. Except I don't want to look like Angelina Jolie, because the more I looked at the pictures, I realized Angelina Jolie, she looks angry, okay? She looks angry. You know, she's always like this. You know why? Because she's starving, you guys. She's starving. And she's doing this because she's looking for food. You know what I'm saying? She's looking for Skittles. I'm telling you. Yes, I'm telling you. It's terrible. So I go to him, and they ask you all these personal questions. Write it down. How much do you weigh? How much do I weigh? How much do you weigh, doctor? Okay, let's just start it off even. And he's like, just write it down. I'm like, that's hard for me to write down because I'm a spirit-filled woman. I believe that my words have power, and my spirit woman weighs 109, okay? That's my destiny. Didn't quite go over with him. I mean, it's like, have you ever been to the DMV and you're renewing your driver's license and they hand you back your old license with your old weight on it, right? Has anyone ever had that happen? They're like, do you weigh this? And you look, I'm like, yeah, write that down. That is a fantastic goal. That is awesome. It's great. I wait, that's fantastic. And the cop pulls you over. He's like, that is not even you. There's no way. So it was bad. He's like, how can I help you? I'm like, I just want you to give me a diagnosis. Well, I'm not losing weight. I need like a piece of paper that says I'm not fat. I have a thyroid problem. Okay, I just need something. Just back it up. He's like, why don't you put the pizza down? I'm like, that's not why I'm here. You're so judgy. Speaking of cops, I got harassed by the cops on New Year's Eve. They had those, I was coming home from a gig. It was a late night gig. It was 9:30. And we did New Year's in New York. And so I'm coming home and I'm doing the checkpoint where they check you for drinking and driving, right? And I love the cops. It's just that they called me an inappropriate name. Ma'am. And I was like, listen, checkmate. He's like, we know you haven't been partying. We know you haven't been. How do you know? He's like, you got animal crackers all over your face first. You got Barney playing in the background second. He's like, how many juice boxes have you had, ma'am? Okay, how many juice boxes? I'm like, are you thirsty? Do you want a cookie? I mean, it's like, you guys, I turn into mom and I want to be hot. I want to be cool. I don't want to do bad things. I just want people to ask me to do bad things, okay? I want people to think I'm capable of it. I walk by the construction sites really slow. And they're always like, can we help you? Can we help you up? But you guys, this is a lesson, never quit, because I've been walking by this construction site for 6 months every day, and I'm like, it's gonna happen. And I did, the other day they whistled at me. I knew it. I'm like, which one of you want some of this? I knew it. Is it the shoes? Yes. Okay, so, and then it happened again, same whistle. I'm like, yes! And then I realized there was a bird on the pole above the like Snow White, baby. Like Snow White and Mary Poppins, making it happen. I'll take it. Animals love me. That's what I'm talking about. You know, and my kids. Except my 10-year-old told me she didn't think my act was particularly funny the other day. She said, oh, thank you. I'm like, well, then you're going to be particularly hungry when mommy's... I hate having 2 kids because it's so hard to remember to feed the second one. I feel sorry for the second kid. Who in here has 1 kid? I bet I could pick you out of a crowd. Raise your hand. Anybody have 1 kid? You look adorable. Did your hair and your makeup. Probably shaved both legs. Yay. Probably bathe more than twice a week because they have time. They care deeply for their children when they have 1. It's precious and amazing. You feed all organic. You don't let it watch TV. And then you do that stupid thing. You let them spend the weekend at grandma's house. That is a bad move. That is a bad move. And if there's any grandparents here, you know it's a bad move because they're all like, give me the baby, give me the baby. You know why? Because you want to pay your kids back for the teenage years, okay? That's what grandma and grandpa are waiting. They're waiting to ruin all your parenting in 24 hours, all right? Whatever rules you have set forth, they are out the window at Nana's house. Nana is like a crack dealer with sugar, okay? Nana is feeding the 2-year-old Coca-Cola to settle her stomach, right? Wash it down with a Twinkie. Nana loves you. I'm telling you, she came back to my organic house like she was an addict in rehab. She didn't know her name. I'm telling you, we went to the bank. She's 2 years old. I pull out my M&M's, mommy's medicine, right? She's like, I need it, mama. I need it. Nana says I need it. I hate it. Like, my kids, they tell on me. And it's bad because, like, I didn't know how to be a mom. I didn't read the books. I didn't know any nursery rhymes. I just kind of, have you ever improvised it? Have you ever sing to your kids? You make up, like, an adorable song? You don't expect them to share that at preschool? I don't know. Mary had a little lamb. So my kid comes home from preschool crying. I'm like, well, they didn't like my songs. I'm like, what songs? She's like, do you like Chiquita Banana? I'm getting caught in the rain. Are you not into Elmo? Cause he has half a brain. I was like, that's a good song. Thank you, old people. It's cute little millennials. You have to Google it. Look, Google it. Pina colada. Okay. Talk about technology. Hate it! Anybody hate technology? Anyone think it's like ruining? I still have AOL email, okay? I do too. Because Because what if my boyfriends in 5th grade want to find me, okay? Like, what? They don't know about Facebook. They were in prison. And so, Christian school. And so, I don't like technology, but my kids like technology, so they get me apps for my phone, okay? I just got a smartphone, not that long ago. And so they got me the talk to text app. Have you guys heard about that? Where you talk and it texts what you say. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so you talk and it texts what you say, right? So I'm texting the kindergarten teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Rappenchuck. Looking forward to a great year. What it texted was, I hate my mother and I have a yeast infection. Thank you. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Thank you. Have you ever had it keep texting when you don't know it keeps texting? Has anyone ever had that where you're sending a message and then you look at your phone and there's a bunch of stuff that shouldn't have been texted, right? And you can't untext it? This really happened. I'm in a parking lot with my kids. I'm texting our realtor. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Gonna be a great transaction. Don't make me come back there. If I come back there, I'm gonna spank you so hard, you're not gonna know your name. What do you do? You can't untext it. LOL. It's not good. It's awful. And, I talk about, I was married for 12 years and I've recently become a single mom. I don't know if there's any single moms here. Probably at home raising their kids. And mine are in the car. I know, it was hard. I was hard being a single parent and, and especially because I was married to a comedian, so I would like to tell you more about our divorce, but we're litigating the punchlines in court right now, so, it's very hard. I know, but it's hard, and I definitely don't date, but I get asked out sometimes over Instagram and stuff, and I talk to my 10-year-old about it because it's healthy, and so I don't date. I have Netflix. Why would I date? And so some of you women are like, I get it. I totally get it. Why would you leave the house? But no, so I got asked out by a dentist last week, and I told Lucy, I'm like, Mommy got asked out by a dentist. She's like, you can't marry a dentist, Mommy. And I said, why? She goes, because every Halloween would be sugar-free. And people are like, you should get out there, you should go dating, you should go online. Now, have you guys seen the show Making of a Murderer? Have you seen the posters? That guy is on eHarmony, okay? I am telling you, it is not pretty out there. And I'm 40, okay? So any guy who wants to date me online is now 89 years old and has a profile that's called See You Next Tuesday. I'm like, if you live that long, sir, okay? But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, does he have a 401k plan? I really need to be more open. Started doing shows at senior centers and just seeing who looks like they have a weak heart, and some of you are laughing at me because it's so sad. I know, just go home and hug your spouse. You're like, I love you. You know what? I'm gonna go home and have the remote, all the mics off. Maybe if I do that, someone will ask me out. I've never done that at a show before. They're like, I have money here. Just take it. Just take the cash. No. So they're good. It's weird though when your kids have both parents of stand-up comedians. You can wonder what that's like. There's a lot of restraining orders, and so it's just like. The neighbor's like, you guys rehearsing again. But so my kids are always getting in trouble. They're what we like to call spirited children. Has anyone ever heard that term about your babies? There was a spirited baby. They're active. They're a serial killer waiting to happen. And you know what I mean? You just want to harness their powers for good, not evil. And so Lucy gets in trouble for talking all the time at school. And I said, Luce, you got to get a hold of your mouth. I struggled with this my whole life. She's like, geez, Mom, I don't want to end up like you. Oh, I know. Well, she's grounded for 7 years. But you should feel sorry for her. Both their parents are comedians. It is a crazy existence. And then I have 2 kids, and it's just so hard. And I thought my sweet little Ruby, she's like, well, she's better than the other one. And you have one kid that you like better. Come on. You like one better. It's the one that doesn't talk. And it's like... You don't like your kids equally. If you happen to be here with your parents tonight, you're the one they like, okay? Let's get that straight. Figure it out. Or you're the one they've been neglecting for like 20 years. They're like, I'm gonna make it up to you with a night of comedy. I care. You guys, so, first of all, I'm so excited. Next week, does anybody like Hallmark? I get to pitch my movie idea to Hallmark. I know. It's okay. All the men are like, you secretly watch it. I'm glad that you clapped. It's like if you, no, okay, is anybody, who watches Hallmark movies here? Who knows? Okay, so I'm pitching a Hallmark, and it's gonna be a crazy plot twist, you guys. It's crazy. It's about this big time architect girl, and she moves back to her hometown in Montana / Canada, and there's a farm, and she runs into her boyfriend from 3rd grade. It's crazy. It's different than all the other Hallmark movies. It's totally different. There's a fire, and then her mother shows up, who she hasn't talked to in 10 years. I'm not gonna tell you how it ends. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, she ends up running the bakery, but I'm not gonna spoil it. There's a puppy, you guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know, but I'm all excited. I love Hallmark. My kids and I can watch Hallmark. That's the only thing we can watch that's like clean. I don't want them watching the Disney Channel. They pick up bad habits on the Disney Channel. They're sassing their parents. No, I do let them watch Gilmore Girls, so I don't know what kind of parent. My kid was 2 years old. She's like, Golden Girls, Mama? Golden Girls? And I was like, well, there's some good values. I know. I don't know what kind of parent that makes me. I have weird standards. But I think a lot of that, I talk about my mom a lot because she is a great influence on my life. She's a church-going Southern woman. I love her choir. I wish you could hear them. They sing so high that only small animals can really pick up the sounds. But and my mother gets a solo every week, and she's not in the choir. And and she's always like, how great thou art. And you can hear the voice of God going, not so great, Barbara, not so great. Maybe you should stop watching Dancing with the Stars and go to rehearsal, okay? Now, my mother watches Dancing with the Stars, and I know some of you watch Dancing with the Stars, because I realize that is a cult, okay? My mother told me last year, get this, 47 million Americans voted in the season finale of Dancing with the Stars. Yes, people, we just went through an election year, and 47 Americans used their right to vote on the season finale of Dancing with the Stars, okay? So next time we elect a president, we're gonna take the top 2 candidates and we're gonna make them dance it off, okay? I would watch that debate. I would totally watch that debate. You guys are so fun. You guys are so fun. But before I get out of here, I want to pay honor to my Italian father because he's taught me so much about life. And I had an amazing... Any Italians here? Any Italians? What are you in witness protection? There's like one... They're like, no, we don't have Italians in Utah. Did you not get the memo? No. So if you have an Italian Catholic father, you're raised with good Italian Catholic values, guilt and intimidation. And that is the way to raise the kids, let me tell you right now. And you gotta lie to them. You have to lie to them because that's how you have good values. And so fear, that's how he raised me. And that's how I raised my kids. I put them in bed the same way my daddy used to put me to bed. I said, go to sleep, go to sleep. Mommy loves you. Now remember, I want you to have sweet dreams and don't even think about getting out of that bed because if you do, there's a big hairy monster and he lives under your bed and he's gonna come up and he's gonna eat you limb from limb from limb. Oh, you don't believe me? What do you think happened to your brother? You don't have one, do you? Thank you guys, drive by.